Before I forget to say this, guys, I missed you guys so much and I love you. And I don't know if I'm sticking on YouTube. I'll talk about this later, but make sure and add me on TikTok. I know, we're gonna talk about it. Add me on TikTok, Joy Sparkle Shine, and then Snapchat. I don't know how to use it. I'm a super boomer on there. Joy Sparkle Shine. Go add me on both platforms. Check out the videos. Tell me what you think because I so appreciate your guys' feedback. And yeah, I'm just super excited. We'll talk more about it soon. Okay, on with the video. Hi guys, it's Joy. I know it's been a little bit since you've seen me, and trust me, I've missed you guys a lot. I really have. And I promise I'm gonna be doing a video explaining my absence and explaining a lot of stuff. So just make sure and see that. But I will be honest, I was not ready to come back. To those of you that don't know, I've been gone for like almost a month, and I was not ready to come back yet. But then if you saw the title of this video, I saw this and I was like, I am so fired up. This is something I'm passionate about, and this is what I want to talk about. Another little side note. I know my hair is crazy right now. So to many of you that know, I have been on a diet. My hair has fallen out a lot. And now you can see like up here, I have a lot of small hairs all over my head growing in from that happening. If you lose a lot of weight or you get sick, this can happen. So, but I'm trying to kind of work with my natural hair. I've done a little bit to it, but I'm trying some new stuff. So please, be gentle in the comments. A lot of you guys want to see what my natural hair looks like. I did do some curling and styling, but let's go ahead and get into the meat and bones of this. First of all, if you have not seen the bombshell interview with Oprah Winfrey and Harry and Meghan, who were a part of the UK royal family, I mean, I guess they still are, but it's kind of a complicated mess, right? There are going to be some spoiler alerts in here. And depending on how well this video does, depending on where I'm at, this might be a 2 or 3 part series because there's a lot to talk about. One other thing I want to go over, guys. I don't know what's going on with me in YouTube, but I'm going to be trying some new things. So make sure and go add me. We will talk about this later. I'm on TikTok, Joy Sparkle Shine. Go add me there, Joy Sparkle Shine on TikTok and Snapchat. I still don't understand how Snapchat works at all, but go add me there, Joy Sparkle Shine. And if you guys want to see me every day or more, you're going to see me there more at this point. We'll talk about all this later, but let's go ahead and get into this because to me, this is so crazy juicy and I love watching what is happening. So if you guys didn't see it, bombshell interview. Now, let me give you a little bit of back history about these two so you kind of understand. So most people know this if you followed the story. Meghan Markle married Prince Henry, and this was, when was this? In 2018, I think? It's been a little bit. And the press was horrific to her. They were absolutely horrible to her. And then at one point she comes out and she just says, she's like, nobody asks how I am. And she's in an interview. They said, how are you? Are you okay? Are you okay? And she's like, no, I'm not. And the press, not only were they really mean and they were trying to incite fights and lie about her and create all this drama between her and the other royals, there was a lot of negative racial undertones. And she is mixed race. She is the first mixed race person to enter the UK family, and you would think that would be celebrated. I think it's very interesting because I think this interview with them, if it's true, and that's the other thing, I've learned from being a personality on YouTube and being in the middle of stuff, many times you never really know what's going on with people. And I'm not saying that in any negative way or an insult. I'm just being real with it. Unless you're involved, you don't know. So I'm going to take them for the moment, unless I see otherwise. I will take them at their word right now. Here's the other thing. No matter what people say about Meghan, we have seen how horrific that institution is over there. I mean, for instance, the media went harder over lying about Meghan Markle and dramas in the family than the media or the palace actually caring about all the stuff that Prince Andrew did with children. So yeah, I'm gonna more so probably believe them. I'm not saying they're being 100% honest or forthright. Again, I don't know, but I'm just telling you guys kind of how I look at it. So I wish I could use clips on this, but I'm pretty sure they'll be flagged down immediately. So I'm just gonna kind of go over some talking points that I thought were really interesting and stuff that honestly, like, broke my heart for the situation with her. My heart really goes out to both Meghan and Harry. We have seen so many beautiful photos of them, you know, and that's the thing. When you're a royal, basically you get paid to go be the head of charities and show up at events and this sort of thing. And I will be honest, I do not like these royal institutions. I just think it's a horrific waste of money. And these institutions are not good, considering they have people like Prince Andrew running around and very little is done about it. I do not trust them whatsoever, but we would see these crazy stories about Meghan Markle and all these events she was doing and how she's this horrible, terrible person. And behind the scenes, we had no idea what was really happening behind those smiles. And I can so relate to this being on YouTube. I film videos having panic attacks and you guys have no idea. And we've all done that. I think any of us who've had any sort of, you know, like there are times you just have to do your job and put your smile on. And we learned a few things, and I want to focus on one because it's very scary to me and it's incredibly reminiscent of what happened with Princess Diana. Now, if you haven't seen it, as I said, go check out my videos. I have videos on Princess Diana where I broke down some things that people, some hidden truths about that people might not be aware of, or some other perspectives on what happened with Princess Diana. But Meghan Markle basically admitted that the situation between her, the press, and the firm or the royal palace was so bad that she began to have feelings and plans of not wanting to be here. And not only that the palace, that these people knew, and they said, there's nothing we can do for you. What is happening? It's like they learned nothing about empathy and compassion from Diana. And we learned a lot of interesting stuff. So here's a couple things I do want to go over. So like with Prince Harry, and Prince Harry did join in on this interview with Meghan. And so Prince Harry and both Meghan explained, so the firm and the family are somewhat separate entities that work together. And the firm is one that's making the decisions. And a lot of what happened, I think I'll do a separate video where I go more into detail, is that there was a lot of negative racial things going on, not just within the media, but within the palace itself. And then they were doing things behind the scenes that were negatively, racially motivated, like not wanting to make, Prince Harry's son Archie, not wanting to make him a prince. And then they said they want to go ahead and remove their security, and they weren't going to have security. And Meghan had talked about how her family and friends would call her and basically say, what's going on with you is really bad. Have you seen things in the media? And that Meghan would say, no, it's okay. The firm is taking care of me. And Meghan basically said she went into this very naively. Now, certain things that I have heard before. So for instance, what's his name? Pierce, is that what it is? He's one of those, he's done television here and he's tried to do news here and he's done it in the UK. And he is really, there are a few people that are really nasty and really horrific to Meghan, and he continues to be one of those people, and they just say, and basically Meghan said, I didn't realize what I was signing up for. I was very naive. Oh, I don't believe it. You know what you're signing up for. No, she doesn't. I wouldn't have known. Now, to an extent, I probably would have never put myself in that position because I think those people are not good people. Like, that's the lightest way of putting it. I think there's a lot of Prince Andrews over there, or Prince Andrew protectors, but Americans, we don't understand a lot of how it works. We don't have a clue. And I think this is very interesting. Go check this out because I'm going to be talking about this on TikTok. It's so interesting. I called this a few months ago that I said, at this point, here's how you make it, if you want to make a viral video on TikTok, go check out any interview from a star, especially a female star who is considered troubled. Paris Hilton, Lindsay Lohan, Britney Spears. Go check out any interview from like the 90s, 2000s, up into the 2010s, especially from late night hosts. You're welcome. And it's funny because you see these, and this is not to be mean in any way to young TikTokers. Hey, young people, hey, I'm 36 going on 37. I don't shame people for age, but I do recognize that we all have differences. And you'll hear them like they've tried to cancel Eminem lately, which I might talk about at some point because it's interesting. I see that cancel culture is a blessing and a curse, and I'll just touch on it lightly. So for people like a guy named Jeff, in his airplane, please infer, yeah, cancel culture is great. For other things, I think we are kind of banning culture to an extent. So there are good things about it and there are bad things, just like everything else, right? I'm not necessarily super for or super against. I think context is key. But you have, you know, they're pulling up these interviews where they're going, how on earth, how did nobody call him out? How did they get away with it? Well, I will kind of explain cognitive dissonance and how this works within the public. We all watched what was happening with Meghan Markle. We all watched what happened with the UK media over there. Where was everybody in the United States? Why wasn't there a huge cancel the royals thing here? Why? This is how it happens. Number one, I think it's because that's more UK. And by the way, I'm not saying that's what I want. I'm kind of explaining why. We watched this happen to her and we've stood by and done nothing. Why is Free Britney Spears just becoming a topic like this year and last year? If you guys are wondering, how did people get away with X, Y, and Z 10 and 20 years ago? As a culture, we, including this cancel culture, the young people that want to cancel everybody, you guys have been letting stuff happen too. And I'm not blaming you. I'm trying to explain how this stuff can happen. We watched horrifically, racially negative things be said about Meghan Markle and her child. And here's the crazy part that we learned. Here's some of the bombshells. The palace and even some of the family members joined in on it. And they did not help the situation with Meghan in the press. And I don't care who you are. I don't want to hear from anybody anymore. Oh, she knew what she was getting into. This is what happens. No, I don't think because you sign up to be a royal that means automatically you deserve any sort of negative harassment and having constant negative attention on you, especially as a result of your skin color or your nationality or your race. That is harassment. I don't think society gets to make up rules that certain people are okay to harass. It's not. And if you really think that, then let's just get rid of the royal institution completely. If you think that should go along with it. People are people. People are human beings. This is the exact train of thought that happened with Britney Spears, which is why people have thought it was completely okay to do what they've done to her and continue to do what they've done to her. So I just want to point it out. This is how it happens. And that's the thing. For Britney Spears back in the day, we didn't have, this is another thing I think is interesting. I'll talk about at some point. You know, they'll say, why didn't anybody call out these people who were saying awful things? Who did we call? How would we call people out in the 90s and 2000s? Should we call our local newspaper and complain? Or the television stations? Because that's what we did, and guess what? They didn't really care unless you had money or status or connections. They didn't care. We had no way of calling people out, and we were constantly conditioned to believe that this behavior is okay. Similar to how it continued and continues to continue with Meghan Markle. And why I love hearing what's happened with Meghan and Harry and Free Britney and all these places is because finally the media has to be accountable for all of their negative actions. And guys, the media is the tip of the iceberg is what they've been doing to female celebrities and royals. That's the tip of the iceberg of what these people have actually done to us in our society. But it's a reflection of the systemic evilness that the media, in my opinion, as a whole, does to all of us. It is just a reflection. So when all of these things that were going on, which we'll go into later, were racially motivated in a very negative way, even talking about Archie in a negative way racially, not a joke. This is what she said, and Harry confirmed this. Meghan's mental health got so bad she didn't want to be here. Can you blame her? And everybody was saying that they're going to break up. There's trouble in paradise. And they went to an event and Harry, she said, if you look, Harry was white knuckling her hand because this is right after she admitted to him, I don't want to be here. I need help. And he knew how bad it was. And yet they still had to go out and be on. So he was holding her hand tight because he was terrified of what she was going through because he knew his mother went through it. And she was like, I was terrified to even say anything to him because I know what he's been through and I didn't want to put him through anything else. So they're in a situation where the royals are going to pull security from them while they are allowing the press and even possibly feeding negative racially charged stories to the press about Meghan. Yeah, I would have felt the same way. And I've heard there are a few people, like what Bethany Frankel, I think is her name. She's known for being a reality television star, which I'm sorry, like, what is that? But okay, I'm not trying to knock it, whatever. But she was trying to say, ooh, boo-hoo, whine, you have all this money and blah, blah, blah. Money doesn't make you happy. Now, money can help your health and your mental health, which can help bring you peace. And that is important in a capitalistic society. But that doesn't mean anything when you're surrounded by those people. And then Meghan went into detail and she was like, I felt trapped because, and this is where I felt so bad for her. She said, when you go over there is no way for me to just leave. You hand over everything. You hand over all your documents, your passport. I couldn't get up and go. She said in the middle of feeling like this, Harry took it very seriously and he was like, we need to do something. They started calling people. They started calling the firm, talking to them, and they would say, we understand how you feel and we really sympathize with the situation, but we're not going to do anything. So they were explaining the reason they left was because Meghan's mental health from all of this and feeling not safe and not protected, which she had every right to feel, in my opinion, led them to say, okay, so we have to leave. But leaving is a process because she didn't have a way to leave because they had all their documents. Y'all, the royals on some level were holding her hostage. And she was explaining, I can't just order an Uber to the palace. I can't just go out to the press and say everything I want to say. And that family, y'all, those people, that firm is scary. We have seen, in my opinion, what they've done to Diana. We have all watched it. I don't know about you guys, but I have been in situations where I've been held against my will and had things taken from me. And you guys know I've been through a lot of bad relationship stuff, and I know a lot of you guys have too. And it's one of the scariest situations to feel trapped like that. I can't imagine having to go through that with one of the most powerful evil forces on planet Earth behind it. Personally, I think this shows what bad A's that Meghan and Harry are. And I also think that I feel like them exposing the royals, I don't care. Like, I don't care what their faults or flaws are. I'm standing up and I'm applauding for them speaking out and shining light and the truth on these people. The fact that more attention has been paid upon lying and being racially negative to Meghan Markle than they've done with Prince Andrew, I think tells you everything you need to know about them. They left. They got out of Dodge. They went to Canada and now they are in the United States because they have people here and celebrities that said, we will help you and we will protect you. And many people in the celebrity world have stepped up to help them because they watched what happened with Diana and they don't want the same thing to happen to Meghan. And I gotta say, regardless of what you think of Prince Harry, right? Because I've gone back and forth about William and Prince Harry in this extent of like, well, how far and how deep are these two into the evil stuff? Because they have to know some stuff, right? But then you never know what, you never know what people do or don't know to an extent. And I've been looking at this and I've been analyzing it and I've been thinking about it. And I think regardless of what you think about him, I think that he saw my wife is in trouble and I have to do something. And she gave up everything to go be with him. And he gave up everything to make sure she and their son are safe. And I think he's being the man for Meghan that nobody was, or person that nobody was for Diana. And it's empowering. And I really like watching that as a full circle moment. I feel like we might be seeing the end of the royals as an institution. And considering what those people have done to women and children like Diana, like Meghan Markle, and like all those women in the documentary about Jeff, his plane, and Prince Andrew, I don't think they deserve to be around anymore. That is just my opinion. What are they actually doing? Take those millions of dollars, take that palace, which apparently the palace is old and has like mold issues and is gross. And it probably is. I'm not even dissing it. It's so old, it probably is. Take all of that, give it back to the people as stimulus. Give it back to the people in the form of here's some of your taxes back. Go actually help your people with that. And I think that though, like, you know, and we have weird stuff in the United States. I don't know that we have anything quite like that, but like, you know, we all get conditioned and we have weird stuff with our politics and we're sold narratives and stories no matter what side of the coin you're on with politics, right? But I think we are watching Harry and Meghan help the end of the Royals, and I'm here for it. Any institution that is going to protect people like Prince Andrew does not need to be here. Any institution that's going to go ahead and say it's totally okay and even go along with negative racial things does not need to be here. I am all for it. And that's why, if you guys like this, make sure and give me a thumbs up and leave me a comment. Tell me if you like it or tell me what you think, because I would love to cover this stuff more. This is the stuff I'm really passionate about. And I wanted to come back and talk about this for a minute because I'm so passionate. I wish I could have used clips, but I can't. So I just wanted to give you guys some insight into what I saw. I think I might do another video where I talk specifically about the racial stuff because it's awful. And guys, I don't care what you think about her at the end of the day. Both Meghan Markle and Prince Harry are people. Their health, their well-being, and their mental health matter. No matter how much money they have, no matter how privileged you think they are people. Everyone is a person. I cannot believe that one of the wealthiest institutions on the planet said they are not going to get Meghan Markle help for these feelings. They learned nothing with Diana. You would think that they would have had more, they would have learned some compassion. And Harry has said it's rifts in the family. He says he talks to his grandmother, but otherwise he's not really talking to anybody else. Can you imagine that even the family, who's not the firm, on some level has stood by the decisions on what's happened with Meghan and the negative impacts on her mental health, the negativity of the media, they've gone along with it, and the racial stuff. It sounds like they don't really care. Not enough to actually stand up and do what they're supposed to do and be honest. But then here's the other side of the coin. This is all going to depend on how real is this? If we're being honest, like how real is this? How much are they telling the truth? And I don't know Meghan and Harry, I can't say, but I do know what they did with Prince Andrew and the palace and what they allowed to happen there. So I'm sorry. I'm going to be more prone to believing Meghan and Harry or anybody else speaking out about how negative they are. Is it really a stretch with what they allowed with Prince Andrew for years, knowingly? And how he's gotten a slap on the wrist? Is it really a stretch about what they're saying? And I think the answer is an absolute HELL no. Okay, guys, if you liked the video, like I said, give me a thumbs up and leave a comment. Tell me what you think. Do you think there's something I'm missing? Do you think that Meghan and Harry are in the wrong here? And you know, I'm open to what you guys have to say. I'm open to being wrong on this, but this is just how I see it right now. And good on them. And I don't know them, right? But I wish them a lot of love, a lot of luck, a lot of success. And I think they are both very brave for taking this on. And I hope they stay safe because I don't trust that firm. I hope they and their children stay safe above all else because we know kids ain't safe over that place. Oh, it makes me gross out. Also, guys, and I'm really scared to do this, let me know what you think of my hair. I'm looking at the monitor. Like, I'll talk about this. This is the best I could do with it being natural. This is, and I still had to primp and curl a little bit. This is the best I can do right now. So let me know what you think. Also, like I said, I promise, guys, I will be addressing my absence. I will be addressing, as much as I don't want to, I'll be addressing Trisha. That video is coming if it's not already out. I don't know the order of these. And make sure and add me on TikTok and Snapchat. I am really excited about what's coming in the future, and I can't wait to share it with you guys. And I'm so excited to see everybody. So, okay, take care, blessings, lots of love to the next video. I'm giving everybody hugs, mwah, kisses, and I will see you guys soon. A little bit later, probably. If not tomorrow. If not, I don't know. I never know the order of the videos. Okay, bye, guys.